Hi, my name is Penny and welcome to my channel. I'd like to go over the W-4 with you and one option that the IRS has got available to you for free to help you make sure that you're paying in enough taxes throughout the end of the year to ensure you don't have a large debt at the end of the year. So let's start with just a web browser. Go ahead and type in W-4 because that's the form that we start with. And you'll notice at the top it says irs.gov about Form W-4. Go ahead and select that option. And on this page, I want you to always look. We are at the IRS website, but you want to confirm it by looking at the irs.gov website. Make sure that it's the same site because you're going to be disclosing your personal information and you want to make sure that it's safe. Now, in a normal situation, we would simply just hit Form W-4 and just fill it out. But I'd like you to look down to other items you may find useful. IRS Tax Withholding Estimator. This is the one that helps you figure out if you've had enough withheld and where you are in your standing. Okay? What you are going to need to do is you're going to need to have your pay stubs for all jobs, including your spouse if you're married, any other income, side job, self-employment, not just the income but also the expenses because you're going to need to know what the net is, and then your most recent tax return. Go ahead and select Use the Tax Withholding Estimator. It'll load up. You've got several steps that we're going to go through. I'm just going to use some made-up numbers. In one of our videos, we had a John Jones. So he was single. We're just going to select single. Do you or will you have a job that regularly withholds federal income tax from your paychecks? Yes, he has a normal job. They take out checks and give him his money. He's a young man, so he's not 65 or older. He's certainly not blind. Nobody else can claim him on his as a dependent on their tax return, and he doesn't have any children, so he doesn't need to claim any children either. He's going to hit Next. On here, it's going to say how many jobs will you have this year in which regular income tax is withheld. He only had one job. You can do the plus and minus to get more, but he had one job, and it was an hourly job, and he had it all year. Very simple. He's paid every 2 weeks. And when did your most recent paycheck or pay period end? I'm just going to pick December 9th. My last paycheck was a good representation of how much money I earn on an average pay period. So make sure that if this was one that had a bonus or you weren't at work and you didn't have any sick time so it was really low, or you worked a lot of overtime and it was really high, you don't want to pick that one. You want to pick your average. If you don't have an average, you can pick my paychecks vary week to week. Averaging 2 to 3 paychecks would provide a more accurate picture. In that case, you would add up your last 3 checks, divide by 3, and use those totals to come up with the answers to these questions. I'm going to say that he made $1,500 on this pay period, and $1,500 every 2 weeks. Get my handy dandy calculator because I am not good in the head right now. Times 26 made him $39,000 last year, about. Based on this information provided, it looks like your annual income is $40,500. Is this correct? He'd look at his his tax return from last year. Is it fairly accurate to what it was represented last year? Yes, in this case it is. He's going to look, enter the federal tax paid per pay period. I'm going to use a straight 10% just for ease, so $150 was withheld for his federal. Enter his federal taxes paid to date. Well, we went up here and we said that he had made $39,000. 10% would be $3,900. Now you're going to be taking your numbers from your actual paycheck that's sitting in front of you. He doesn't contribute to a 401k. He doesn't contribute to his health plan. He doesn't expect to get a bonus, and he didn't get one. So I'm going to say none of these of the above examples exist. Is he going to get any other source of income? Scholarships, unemployment, self-employment, investment, had taxes, did he make any extra payments? None of those apply to John, so we're just going to say none of the above and hit next. Now, John doesn't have any student loans. He's not an educator, so he's not going to take that $300 deduction. He didn't contribute any money to his IRS, and he didn't have a health savings account. He's not part of the military, so moving expenses is not going to apply to him. And alimony, he's never been married, so the alimony is not going to apply to him either. He didn't take any money from his savings, so he doesn't have any penalties or anything like that. We're just going to go ahead and hit next. Now, because he's single and he doesn't own a home, he's just going to use his standard deduction, which this year is $12,950. By clicking that button, the computer will do it all for you. You don't even have to do any math on that part. He had some medical and dental, but it was very minor. He didn't really pay a lot in taxes, and he don't own a home. He did make a gift to charity, but he's not itemizing, so he's not going to be using any of those. He's using that standard deduction, so he can just go ahead and click to next. On the tax credits, did he have any children? Nope. He made all of his money in the U.S., so he doesn't have to worry about that. He had no scholarship information because he didn't go to school and he didn't have any scholarships. Retirement savings, he didn't save any money. He's not a homeowner. He's not elderly or disabled. He didn't have a small business. He didn't make a lot of money. And he didn't buy an energy efficient car. So none of these credits are going to apply to him this year. He's going to go ahead and hit next. When you're looking at here, it says it's likely too late of the year to change your withholding and you are likely to get a refund. Expected tax withholding is going to be about $3,900. His anticipated tax obligation is $2,924. His projected refund was probably going to be about $976. Now, had he done this calculator in June, it would have told him, hey, you're having too much withheld, make this adjustment. That would have allowed him to make that adjustment and maybe get that refund down to less than $100 so that he wouldn't have to expect a large refund and get more money weekly to pay his bills. Now, if in June it would have said, oh, you're likely to pay in $1,500, that's when he'd have went in and made some more adjustments so he has more money withheld from his paycheck to cover this bill. But this calculator is super easy to fill out. It just takes a little bit of time. Then you can go ahead and print and know exactly where you stand on your tax withholding. I hope this was helpful, and if you need more examples of if you have children, daycare, and things like that, go ahead and post a comment below. I'd be happy to go over examples with you if you have any questions. Otherwise, please like and share this video if you find it helpful. Thanks and have a great rest of your day. Bye.